crazy though because they. Whoa, like a weird squeak noise.
Hello, Mother. This is Half Mental, the show that's 90% baseball and the other half mental. I'm Dan.
And I'm Clayton Kershaw. And the Dodgers are in the NLCS for the third year in a row. And I pitched 8 scoreless innings on Tuesday night.
And you were a little upset you didn't pitch game 1?
Yeah.
But maybe not too upset.
No, just nice little chip
a little
on my
upset.
shoulder. Anyway, it's good to see you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Is this light coming through going to be an issue?
It might be.
Okay.
We're shooting at a different time of day today. So there's a spot here that might be an issue.
If it looks weird, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
Right. Okay, so we're at the championship.
We have our final 4.
Yeah. And then there were 4.
And it's kind of awesome. It's 3 super teams and the Brewers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like the 3 teams that everyone would have expected.
Right.
10 months ago. And the Brewers are here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Rockies were done. I think they were super tired. They had a really bad showing in the division series.
Yeah, I mean their season they needed to get a bat last offseason. They needed to trade for a bat all year, and they just never really addressed it.
I feel like bats aren't their problem.
They really were.
Yeah. And
they had it was Arenado, Story, and whoever. Like,
right.
I mean, I love Matt Holliday, but if he is starting playoff games for you,
but they're typical, Charlie Blackmon leading off, dude hit for a cycle, game 162.
Yeah.
These are
Trevor. He hit for a cycle in 162.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So let's. I don't know that we need to talk about that series all that much. The Brewers just kind of kicked the Rockies' ass, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, all of the series were pretty definitive, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Craig Edwards of Fangraphs had an article. The Astros dominated Cleveland basically more than any team in the history of the playoffs has dominated their opponent.
How excited are
our most loyal
boys,
viewers.
Tanker and Douche Canoe right now?
Yeah.
Their team is looking. You guys, whoo! I'm I know I'm kind of skipping around here, but I just want the ALCS to be like an absolute bloodbath because both teams are really good and scary. So I don't know that I have a preference, but
I think the Astros. I mean, the Astros are way better than they were last year.
Yeah, they are, and they seem to be playing their best baseball right now of this year.
Yeah.
Alex Bregman has been sort of like a clown this postseason, and I don't mean that in a necessarily bad way. I would be loving it if he was on my team.
Yeah, Bregman has decided to turn himself into that guy, right?
Yeah.
If he's your guy, you love him, and if he's not, you're gonna hate him.
He took his warm up off before game 1 of the ALDS. He took his warm up off, and it said "Back to Back 2018" in the Back to the Future font, and he was like, "It's really hot in here, guys, isn't it?"
Did you see his little post game too, talking about how they need to play in prime time?
Yeah, I saw Dallas Keuchel tweeted this morning Saturday night, ALCS, no more sunburns, Alex Bregman or something like that.
I remember being upset with that in the early 2000s when the Cardinals were in the playoffs a lot, and we would always get that weird 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock start time, and it was always Yankees Red Sox at 7 o'clock.
Right,
and it was actually pretty annoying.
Yeah,
and it did take the spotlight off of other great teams.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, there's no way to fix that.
But also, when someone is acting like Alex Bregman and they suck, it's a lot easier to hate them.
Yeah, I mean, Bregman
is
he's
playing,
amazing.
Yeah, he's playing out of his mind right now. So when you play like that, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah, and he snuck up a little bit because he's younger than the rest of Houston's core. So Houston had this core, and we thought we knew who they were, and we thought it was Correa, Altuve, Springer.
Right.
But Bregman is potentially better than all of those guys, and just came up just ended up getting here like a year or two later.
Right. The fact that he is like undeniably the best player on that team
is pretty amazing.
Insane.
Yeah.
Again,
that team has at least 3 Hall of Famers on it.
Right.
Not
What's
counting
Bregman.
Bregman.
Like, are they gonna?
Altuve signed that big extension.
God, I know. Like, I'm scared that the Astros
Correa's got
are
4 more
win,
years.
Like, 5 World Series.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers will beat them. Anyway. Okay, so last night the Red Sox and Yankees wrapped up. Yes. It really was a funny game. One of those games that, like, I actually got a little bit nervous for Red Sox fans there at the end because it felt like it had potential to be one of those games where a team just dominates all game long, and then there's a weird inning, and the Yankees end up winning the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I kept waiting for the Red Sox to score more runs.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they left the bases loaded twice, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then Kimbrel came out. So there's this big... Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's just go there. So, we've seen it 100 times, but it seems more exaggerated now than it used to be.
Yeah,
I always just thought he, like, hung the arm. Now it's like this...
It's like a real pterodactyl
tarantula thing, you know? And it's like... no wonder he's throwing so many balls. Like...
It's a lot to do, to go from this to whatever to...
This, like, stresses me out doing this. Like, I don't get it.
But, I mean, he's been in the league a long time now. I don't know how old he is.
Right. He's been in the league a while.
It's bad, right?
Weird. Yeah, I mean...
He's a very good and successful pitcher.
Yeah.
But his stance is bad.
But I wonder how much more good and successful he would be if he didn't start like this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird.
I mean, I feel like you got to wonder if he just starts with a relaxed.
Yeah, like just chill out.
Yeah, like it just feels like to me he's putting himself in a stressful position before he even has to be in one.
Before he's exerting himself,
right?
Yeah. It was a few years ago, and they might do it whenever it's a home game, I guess. But the guys behind, like the fans behind home plate, would do it. I always thought that was pretty funny, actually.
So it was kind of nice to see the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry get reignited this postseason. Like Aaron Judge, when they won Game 2, he walked past the Red Sox clubhouse, just like blaring "New York, New York."
And the Red Sox played it last night while they celebrated.
Played it last night while they were celebrating,
which is pretty cool.
And then the Yankees fans during the A's game were chanting, "We want Boston."
Yeah.
That didn't work out very well for them. So it just feels like next year there's probably going to be some fireworks between these teams.
So I am a natural cynic. And
he's an actual cynic.
And I would prefer to pretend like the Yankees and Red Sox don't matter as much as Yankees and Red Sox fans think they do.
Right.
But this was really... It was undeniably cool, and the history and the age of both these franchises,
right?
And I mean, them being great at the same time is good.
Yeah, definitely. Going into this, I actually thought the Red Sox were going to get bumped first round.
Yeah,
we didn't end up doing a division series preview, but I'm an honest man, and my prediction would have been Yankees.
Yeah,
I was a little worried about
I had the Red Sox in 4, but...
I was a little bit worried about the Red Sox pitching.
Yeah.
And they had that one game where the bullpen melted down. Game 2, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think all you need to know about the bullpen is that Chris Sale pitched in a non-must-win game.
Right.
Out of the bullpen. Which is it worked, so, Cora's not going to get trouble for it. But that was a bad baseball move.
Yeah.
Well,
especially when you...
Worst case is he has to pitch again tomorrow now.
Right. When you saw that Yankees had a chance there, I was like, oh my God, what if Chris Sale...
And then he has to pitch, and he only threw an inning, and I think he struck out 2 guys. Man, I mean, he looked good, and it wasn't, stressful for him, likely, but it's just one of those things that could have really backfired.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they hold up. They more or less shut down a prolific offense.
Yeah, I mean, the top of the ninth, or bottom of the ninth last night was their 1 through whatever it is, right? Yeah, because Judge is their second. Yeah, Judge hits in the 2 spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Kimbrel had a shaky inning, but they won.
Yeah. One more thing I could not stop thinking about last night. I was like, it was a big playoff game, bases loaded, and the last at bat for the Yankees. And I was like, is this the exact moment that they hired Aaron Boone for?
Boone got a lot of flack this. I mean, Boone got outmanaged by Cora, basically, is what happened. You have 2 first-year managers.
And if you feel like it, if you go back to our AL East prediction, we talk about how it's going to come down to first-year managers.
Very, very good memory hole.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
Well, Boone got beat by Cora, basically. And maybe told his players the wrong start time.
I can't believe we haven't talked about
right?
that yet. Yeah. I mean, they're denying it up and down, but there's all this weird evidence
So
out
go to,
there.
I don't know what subreddit that
I'm
was
assuming
on.
it was the Yankees subreddit, but I saw the same thing.
I mean, there is something to that.
Yeah.
So start times are all over the map. They've started at 7:07 and 7:12 and 7:42 and 8:05 and
8:09 is the Dodgers start on Friday night. Like,
so basically,
times.
Short version of this is Luis Severino didn't start warming up until 8 minutes before first pitch.
Yeah.
And then he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
And Gary Sanchez didn't have his nails painted, which catchers will do to make their calls more visible, until the second inning. He didn't do it before the game.
Yeah, Brett Gardner didn't have the right shoes on.
That might not be true.
Okay.
That's disputed.
Okay.
But there's enough other evidence.
Yeah.
That it's really interesting. And it's one of those things that, the more they deny it, I just believe it more.
And we're all baseball
because they could
fans.
also just, show a piece of paper that's no, this is what we posted on the clubhouse wall that has our call time. Because I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a schedule every day, right?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what it's like to be a baseball player.
I would assume that the start time of a playoff baseball game would be
very posted clear. Somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. But a typical pitcher's warm-up is 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
He went down there with 8 minutes.
And then got beat really badly.
Yeah. First ever postseason cycle happened in that game.
Yeah. Big.
I don't know if you heard about who did it.
Big asterisk on that one.
Why?
His home run came off of a position player.
Duh. That's true.
That will be a moment. I feel like I will remember that in 40 years if people are the only playoff cycle is by Brock Holt. I'm going to be no, it doesn't count. Because Austin Romine did not want to be pitching in that game either.
Right.
That's bad. And Tommy Pham on Twitter called it out too. I think position players pitching is sort of a quirk of the regular season. We've talked about it before. I don't want to see that shit in the playoffs. I don't care if you're down 16-1.
Right.
That's why you have Lance Lynn on the roster.
Yeah.
Lance Lynn has absorbed some bad innings before, and he can do.
He pitched in that game though.
He did. He only got 1 out, and he gave up 3 runs.
Well, it's so weird because in that game, Boone was out to the mound he had to be. They were getting smoked, but I thought that Aaron Boone, and you could argue this shit, especially in the postseason. I don't know that I would even want to be a manager in the postseason. It'd be every fucking move you make would be criticized.
Yeah, it would be.
But I thought Aaron Boone let CeCe go 2 or 3 batters too many last night, and it felt like you knew it too.
Yeah.
It was wait, he's given up 2 after the first run. I don't think there were any outs that inning.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was reading about that this morning.
First and third, no outs. Red Sox get another base hit. Now they've scored 1. They've got second and first, no outs.
You got to take a guy out. You got to stop it.
This is the end of the line for you guys if you lose. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. I just have to mention this. Justin Turner's postseason numbers just keep getting better. All-time on-base percentage in the postseason, number 1 is Lou Gehrig. Number 2 is Babe Ruth.
Okay.
And number 3 is Justin Turner.
It's pretty good.
Isn't that crazy?
Do they do MVPs for the divisional series? They don't.
They don't.
There's not
That's
official.
funny you say that because I thought about talking about that for a second.
I'm surprised they don't. I mean, they might as well.
They might as well. Give them a truck or something.
Yeah, just throw a truck at these guys. that's what they all need.
The Dodgers MVP would be really interesting.
Yeah, you had some huge... you had a lot of good performances.
I think you can make a case for Max Muncy, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude hit a huge home run in Game 1, the first pitch he ever saw in the postseason. first Dodger.
He was dropped by the Oakland A's in January.
I know. It's the craziest, man.
It was the A's, right? I think I got that right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And, I mean, he was a couple home runs behind the home run leader in the NL.
Yeah.
With 200 less at-bats.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Max Muncy, Manny Machado, even though, like, people were giving him so much shit, the 2
He had
home
some
runs
big
he
hits,
hit
though.
were huge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he had a double in that last game to get us on board first. Scoring first in the playoffs feels like such a big deal.
Yeah. David Freese had the game-winning RBI
Yeah.
in your clinching game, right?
Yeah.
It was by wins percentage added or, win expectancy added. It was the third most important postseason hit of his life.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
He basically won a postseason series on that hit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't compare to his 2 big hits in Game 6 of 2011.
Yeah, his post-game interview was...
Never forget how good David Freese was.
Yeah, I know. I
year.
feel like that was such a... I mean, the Dodgers have some things going for us right now. Like, our starting pitching seems to be clicking, and I've never been able to say that in the postseason. Like, the last 2 postseasons for the Dodgers, it's been like, well, we'll probably go to the bullpen in the 4th or the 5th and really hope that and our bullpen's been super good in the last couple of years. So it's like, if we've got a lead in the 4th, we should be okay. This year, it's like, our starters will probably get us to the 7th.
Yeah, I mean, they have, right?
Yeah.
Buehler had a rough game, but that's not the end of,
legitimately got
the
the yips for a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in that Braves game. Like, he just couldn't find the plate. He walked the pitcher.
But with the bases loaded.
With the bases loaded. Like,
it's only the second. No, it's the second postseason bases loaded walk of the pitcher ever, with Yu Darvish's last year being the first.
I was going to say shades of Yu Darvish, but like
I had forgotten about that Yu Darvish walk until I read that stat.
That was so awesome.
Also,
Yu Darvish was like fucking with the pitcher too. Excuse me, messing with the pitcher and like fake bunting and stuff.
Yeah,
this was Fultonevich, who is the worst hitting pitcher in baseball, which is
really saying something.
A lot. He didn't he
wasn't even trying to do anything
like this, like so scared, and Buehler just couldn't throw a strike. But I will say this: it sucked. It was hard to watch. I knew Acuna would hit the grand slam, and he did.
Yeah,
because just Buehler was trying to find it, so you knew he was just going to groove him a fastball.
Youngest player to hit a grand slam in postseason history.
Yeah,
beating out Mickey Mantle. Right?
Yeah, and he didn't know who Mickey Mantle was.
Yeah, and
which is totally fine.
I know, everyone was all upset he didn't know who Mickey Mantle was. This guy lived in a different country until he was 18.
Yeah.
And he's only been here, he can't learn about the entirety of baseball history while also becoming one of the best baseball players on the planet.
Let the kids play.
Let the kids play.
Let the kids play.
That was good, Holt.
Thank you. But I just have to say that Buehler recovered from that, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Like he had
you're right. He ended up pitching 5 innings.
He pitched 5 innings. He retired like most of the guys he faced after that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
And I just think that
shows it. Shows something.
First is a good time to have that happen in the division series, Second off, to be able to get over it was awesome.
John Smoltz would have hated that Acuna did not know who Mickey Mantle was.
John Smoltz. I thought I liked Smoltzy, but my God.
I loved John Smoltz, the player. It's a real shame he's turned into John Smoltz.
And I feel like Joe Davis was like trolling him.
Yeah, Joe Davis wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, he was like, oh, so you don't want to see the kids play? And he's like, not like that. Nope, not like that. He hates Yasiel Puig so much.
He is so wrong about that. Yasiel Puig, I think we talked about this last episode.
Puig did have kind of a rough series. But.
Yeah, but so he's become, he's like the elder statesman among...
He is actually
He has more playoff games than anyone left in the playoffs, I think, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
He is the only position player for the Dodgers that has been on all 6 of these division series or playoff runs.
Yeah. How did I not know Dylan Betances was 6'8" and 280 pounds?
I didn't know that either. That's crazy.
He's huge.
He's Aaron Judge.
He's bigger than Giancarlo Stanton. God. So, if they stand in height order, it goes Judge, Betances, then Stanton.
Yeah. I know that I mentioned this for a second. I just want to say it one more time. Kershaw was brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's got a big...
He's gonna get... Is he going to get game one?
He's got game one.
I think he will. They haven't announced it.
No, it's announced. He's got game
Oh,
one.
okay. Because I checked like an hour ago. It wasn't on the MLB app.
It's been announced.
Okay.
I think Dave Roberts has, like, said it. Maybe it's not, like, written in.
Okay.
He was just awesome. And it was really cool because it's weird. It's, like, a hard thing for me to adjust to, but he's a different pitcher.
Yeah.
He had 3 strikeouts. That's it.
Yeah, and, like, his fastball usage is way down.
Yeah.
But he throws more...
But it was
he throws, like, over 50% breaking stuff now.
Yeah. It was, like, really a masterful...
Yeah.
Game. He pitched 8 complete innings, went out for the 9th, but there was a substitution on the Braves side that led us to go to Kinley, which I actually thought was a really good call.
He actually walked out for the 9th?
Yeah, he warmed up for the 9th and everything, but then they put Tyler Flowers in. And
good.
And they were like, you're going to face Duda unless they put Tyler Flowers in.
Yeah.
Then we got Kinley. And so that happened. But he threw 85 pitches.
In 8 innings.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I mean, I really do hope that Kershaw, I don't know that we'll see him win another Cy Young. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. Who knows? But I hope that he opts out and signs a 6-year extension with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
For whatever they need it to be. I mean, he should be a lifelong Dodger.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
And you want to see him have like 4 or 5 more really good years.
He has I wish I looked this up. He has a consecutive scoreless inning streak going on in the postseason right now. So he is burying the narrative of not being a postseason pitcher. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Championship series. Who do you got?
I got, I'm going to go Dodgers in 5.
Okay.
And Astros in 6.
Whoa. Okay. I'm going to go Dodgers in 6.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Astros in 7. Because this has been my...
The Astros are so good.
I know. This has been my prediction from day one is we're going to have a World Series rematch.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. We'll be back after the championship series.
Yeah. Hopefully enjoy baseball.
Happy. Yeah. Enjoy this. It's been good.
Cheers.
It's only going to get better. You're supposed to take a sip after you choose. Nice bitch.
It's a lot to do to go from this to whatever to...